Hello, this is Tina, and welcome to this cozy mess. Today we are playing my second day on a new island called Danville. I know I just started a series for Tater Tot. However, I hated the placement of resident services on that island. And also, I was just really sick of playing in the winter. Now, obviously, I could have kept Tater Tot and just time travel to spring. However, like I said, with the way resident services on that map, I was really struggling with what I was gonna do, what the plan was. So I also recently started watching the new episodes of Phineas and Ferb, and I decided it would be really fun to make a Phineas and Ferb inspired island. So the town in Phineas and Ferb is named Danville, and that's what I named my island. Um, and for my first character on the island, I went with Candace, who's the big sister, always trying to bust her brothers. And I did actually go with Candace's birthday for my birthday, which is July 11th. Funnily enough, that is also mine and my husband's wedding anniversary. So it still kind of works out to be a fun day to celebrate. So I did start this island off camera. I wasn't sure how long it would take me to find a map that I liked. I will try to remember at some point in this video to share um like a screenshot of my map. um and my starters are Flo and Teddy. I love Teddy. I've never really had him on an island. I've always wanted him on an island, but I tend not to finish islands. So I'm going to be keeping him for now. Ultimately, I don't think he'll stay on the island. Flo won't be staying either. She's probably like my second favorite sisterly. Um, that was just me getting my shovel recipe and vaulting pole recipe from Blathers. And I'm also just like cleaning up all the wood on my island that I had chopped the day before and shaking all the trees to get wasps and an item. But I'm very happy with the starters. Like, I feel like they're pretty good starters, even though they won't be staying. Um, and yeah, I have a lot of exciting plans for this island. Like I said, this video is me playing. Oh, that was like my first bulletin board post because that's definitely something Candace would say. um, the first few episodes will probably just be me playing through the days. Like I said, this is day 2 on the island. My main goals for this day were to get the shop set up and to get the museum upgraded. So I do a little later in the episode go in and like donate 15 items to Blathers, and I go to a couple treasure islands to get not treasure islands. I go on a couple Nook Miles tickets to get the rest of the iron I need for the shop. But I do have a lot of exciting plans for this island. I'm currently still working on my like finalizing my villager list. I do plan to have extra human characters on this island. I think I'm going to have 5 total. So there will be Candace, who I'm playing as now, and then Phineas and Ferb, of course. And then I think I'm going to have Isabella. And I haven't decided yet if the 5th human character will be Jeremy or Stacy, because I wanted Candace to have like some backup. I have, however, thought of like a villager that would be good as Stacy. So I am leaning more towards having Jeremy as the 5th human character, if that makes sense. So I would love to know if you watch Phineas and Ferb, if you like the show. Have you seen the new episodes? I'm still not quite caught up, and I also saw there's like some Perry the Platypus shorts that I want to watch as well. But yeah, like, what's your favorite episode? Have you watched the new episodes? Um, what are some villagers you would have on the island if you were doing a Phineas and Ferb island? I think for sure I'm gonna have Drake as like Perry the platypus. Just because he has like his, I know Drake is like a mallard duck, but he has a similar coloring to Perry, at least in his head. And the duck is like gonna be the closest I can get to a platypus since there's no like beaver characters. um, and like I said, I think if I decide to have Jeremy um as a human character, I was thinking Pico would be a really good villager to represent Stacy. I was thinking Sid, the elephant, would be really good for like Buford. I've been having a really hard time deciding who would be like a good fit for Baljeet. Um, I just, I think it's really hard because I don't feel like any of the personalities really fit him. And so there's maybe a couple like lazy characters that I could kind of see being Baljeet, but then I'm like, he doesn't seem like a lazy. But so I might just have to, make some creative choices. Um and yeah, outside of that, oh, I have Apollo as major monogram. I was like, him and Sid were like the two villagers that I really was like, yeah, those match. And then I was thinking if I have Apollo as major monogram, I could have Pierce as Monty, major monogram's son. So we'll see. And then another one I'm struggling with is I really want to have a character. Oh yeah, Teddy gave me 8 iron nuggets. I only have ever gotten 5 iron nuggets before, so I wonder if the jocks give you more iron nuggets now with the update. Let me know if if you started before the update, how many iron nuggets did you get from your jock villager when you were setting up the shop? And or if you've restarted after the update, have you noticed that it's more? Or is it just because I didn't have like any iron in my pockets? Usually when I get iron from the jock, I've already picked up all my iron I've hit out of rocks, and I hadn't done that yet at this point. So yeah, anyway, like I was saying, another one I'm really struggling with figuring out a villager for is Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I was thinking of going with Groucho, who's like the bear with like the scar on his forehead. Um, my first thought was Petrie because of the. I think her house is kind of like a lab, and she wears a doctor's coat, but I just don't. I don't know. It just didn't feel right. um, so I was thinking about going with Groucho for Dr. Doofenshmirtz, but I'm not like 100% set on it. Um, And then with that, I was thinking about having Vanessa, and my first thought for Vanessa was Mallory, the duck. But then I thought, would it be weird if I have Major Monogram and Monty as Apollo and Pierce, where they're both eagles, and then have Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Vanessa be like different species? um, so again, just let me know your thoughts. Like, what characters would you like to see represented in villagers? I think Dr. Doofenshmirtz is a really big one, and Perry, um, and then Buford and Baljeet, just because they're pretty much in every episode. um, and I kind of have an idea in my head for how I could build Doofenshmirtz Tower or Doofenshmirtz Incorporated, the building. So I definitely want him represented somehow on my island. And I also have a couple ideas for other builds I want to do. And I'm also thinking with the extra human characters, I could have, um, the extra houses be some builds. Like if I have Jeremy, his house could be like a slushy dog. um, so yeah, at this point, I'm really just going around collecting materials. Like I said, I'm trying to get stuff together for the shop. Cleaning up my island. I think I sped through most of this. I wanted to leave like some gameplay in, but I also wanted to try to cut the video down to not be as long. Normally I think I'm going to try to record these videos during the week so that I can have live commentary. Um, But when I first recorded this, I believe it was on the weekend, and so I can't really record commentary when my husband and kids are home. There's just like too much going on. It would be too hard to get quiet for that long. Um so yeah, catching a couple extra bugs. I don't think at the time I had enough creatures for blathers. And I know I also dig up fossils at some point too. Getting a little bit ahead of myself, I guess. But how is everyone doing so far this year? I feel like January is always such a crazy month that somehow goes by quickly and also very slow at the same time. I started a book club. Oh, I've been in a book club with some of my friends, but we just recently started a new book. We're reading Anxious People by Friedrich Backman. I'm not really sure how you say his name. And I'm not sure how I feel about it yet so far. Uh, it's a little chaotic. I think he writes kind of like how my mind works, and so it's hard to read it because usually when I'm reading, I want like an escape from my own mind, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, let me know if you've read that book and what your thoughts were on it. I'm only through chapter 27 right now. I think the plan is to do the book club for maybe 4 more weeks. So yeah, like I said, just let me know if you've read it before and if you liked it or not. So far the jury is out. I'm pushing through for book club, but if I was choosing a book on my own, I don't know that I would choose this book. And here I'm just dropping a few things out of my pockets so that I can hit this rock and get all the hits out of it. I like to use the diagonal holes trick to get all the all of the hits out of my rocks. I know there's a couple other tricks people use, but mainly I feel like that's the easiest way. Sometimes I don't put the holes in the right spot to get all of the hits, but for the most part, I feel like I have it down. I also plan my next few videos will probably be on this island as I get everything set up. I have actually already pre-recorded. The next video will be getting my 3 plots set up. And then the video after that is just getting to 8 villagers, getting able sisters, and getting to 3 stars. And I haven't recorded it yet, but I think the video after that will just be a no commentary flattening video. And then probably after that, I'll do like a planning and code shopping video before I do any building on this island. And then outside of that, I might switch to doing like every week, doing 1 episode on this island and 1 episode on my Forever Island. Right now, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do on my Forever Island. I'm actually thinking about having Resetty like pick up the few things that are built right now and getting rid of all my codes and just focusing on Dream Islands for a little bit while I kind of figure out what I want my Forever Island to be like. My oldest daughter really wants me to do an all pink island, so I was thinking of trying to do like an all pink speed build slumber island for Valentine's Day. So I've been looking at codes for that and builds and just trying to decide some things on that. I'm also thinking about like I have access to all of the amiibos. So I'm thinking about amiiboing in a bunch of pink villagers onto my Forever Island so I can have them on the Slumber Island. And then switching them back out for the villagers I actually want. I could just like slowly like rotate all of the villagers through my island. So that I have access to like everyone on the Slumber Islands, but I'm also not really sure what I'm gonna do with this island when I'm done. I kind of have, like I said, the builds in mind that I want to do, like from maybe some of my favorite episodes of Phineas and Ferb. But, you know, really, there's so many episodes of Phineas and Ferb. I could always finish this island and then, like, tear it down and do more Phineas and Ferb builds. So, Or I might just like put it as a dream address and start something new. I don't know. I guess we'll see how I feel once I get towards the end. At this point, I haven't really even started building anything yet, so um, I guess I don't need to get too far ahead of myself. But yeah, did anyone do anything fun this weekend? It was really cold where I live. I think actually it was really cold a lot of places. I know the East Coast got some like record crazy, I think, snow and ice. So I hope everyone stayed safe and warm over the weekend. I did go on a date with my husband Sunday night. We went and saw Return to Silent Hill, which I don't really have a frame of reference for Silent Hill outside of the first movies that came out. I want to say in like the early 2000s. I've never like played the games or watched anyone play the games. So, it was for me personally, it was kind of a confusing movie to watch. I just kept thinking like I wish there was more information behind what is happening and why. And then there was a few times that I thought it was going to be over, that they were going to leave it on like a cliffhanger for a second movie, and but then the movie just kept going. And so we went to one of those theaters that's like a theater and a restaurant, so you like get food or whatever. And I felt like we were there, like the movie was so long. And we got out like it was less than 2 hours. So I was really surprised. I was like, oh, it felt a lot longer than that. But yeah, otherwise we kind of just I guess we did go out on Saturday and play some Pokemon Go. If you play Pokemon Go, there was a Shadow Raikou raid day, and so we went to like a place that's popular for people to play Pokemon Go near us, and like did a bunch of raids. Me and my husband and our oldest daughter all play. I mainly just play to play with them. But yeah, I don't really play any other Pokemon outside of that. I am considering getting Pokopia though when it comes out. So definitely let me know if you would be interested in seeing that kind of gameplay. Because I do like more of like the cozy games. Um I also have Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I haven't played it in quite a while though, just because I don't usually have my Switch on real time. And I'm worried about like messing up my save file. I think this is when I'm getting ready to go to my first I keep wanting to call it a treasure island, mystery island. When it was raining. Sorry, I thought I sped through all of this, but we're just this is our first one, so Wilbur's giving us all the info. And I do take time to like clear this island, like try to get the wasp and the item out of the trees. Also, I did not want the villager on this island. I think I zoom in just a second. Oh yeah, Ron. I was like, no, thank you. I am not a huge fan of the rhino villagers, but I also have been considering, I think it's Spike as a Dr. Doofenshmirtz villager. Um, just because if you've watched Phineas and Ferb, Dr. Doofenshmirtz has a huge nose, like giant. He has a pretty interesting like profile. So I was like, well, Spike is a rhino, so he also has a giant nose. And that's also kind of why I thought Apollo was perfect for Major Monogram. Major Monogram also has a giant nose. And I was like, he's very eagle-like. I just thought Apollo would fit so well for him. I'm so sorry. I was gonna say something and just was watching myself pick weeds and totally lost my train of thought. I guess if you weren't stuck inside all weekend, if you had power, Did you do anything fun this weekend? Like I said, we played Pokemon Go and went and saw a movie. My kids got to go to like a um it's not like a trampoline park. It's like an indoor place with like inflatables. My mom like bought tickets and took them to go do that, and they had a ton of fun, except my son sprained his thumb and my oldest daughter sprained her ankle. And then my youngest daughter, when they first got there, I guess got overheated and had to like take a break to sit down and drink some water because she was just like super flushed and not feeling good. And I was like, you guys are all too little to be falling apart like this. Like, I'm 36, and on Saturday it was kind of slippery outside, and I went to walk somewhere and like slipped and fell, and my hip has been messed up since. So the joys of being in your late 30s. Can't just like walk around without hurting yourself. So be careful on the ice out there. I think I don't know if it's this. No, it's not this one. When I go to the treasure island later, I have a really embarrassing moment where I don't dig the holes right and I only get like 2 hits out of the rock. I don't remember if I left it in the video or not, but I was like, okay, that wasn't fun. I also do like to get the coconuts and plant at least one. My favorite title to have like on your passport is flightless coconut. And the only way you can get those like keywords or whatever is you get flightless from helping Gulliver the first time, and you get coconut from planting your first coconut. Um, so I always like to be able to get those words and change my passport to say that. I think I made another axe so I could finish chopping the trees. I know I did speed this up some, but just trying to build up like a good stock of materials, which even then, I think when I went to make the first 3 plots, this is when I make another axe. When I went to make the first 3 plots, like I didn't have enough materials. I had to go get more. I was originally gonna have this island. This is my island on my Switch 2, and I was originally going to have it as a um like a no time travel, no treasure island. But now that I'm doing a specific build with like a specific theme, I think I'm gonna change that. Obviously, I've already been time traveling, but I'm also probably gonna use treasure islands. Um, and I just really like Phineas and Ferb. I think it's such a great show. It's so fun. My kids really like it too. Um, and yeah, like I said, there's just like a lot of really good material to use for different builds. And I know I've seen other creators do like over the garden wall islands, or at least builds like on an island. And I think I've seen some like night circus themed builds before on island, like Halloween islands, which our last book we read for book club was The Night Circus. And I didn't ever read that when it first came out, but I actually really enjoyed it. Um, I was telling my friends like I tend to, if something gets really popular, like as far as a book or TV show or movie, I tend to stay away from it. I don't really know what it is about me. I think part of it is I think like it'll never live up to the hype. Like everyone is so obsessed with this thing. I can't read it or watch it or I'll be disappointed. But I did actually really like that book, so that was nice. And I will say like I did really like Stranger Things. I know that was like a big thing for a while. I mean, it's over now, and I know a lot of people had strong feelings about how it ended, but um I will say that was one thing that was like really hyped up that I did really enjoy. But like Bridgerton, I felt like at least like with my friends and everything, or like people I'm acquainted with, I felt like Bridgerton was really big. Maybe it still is, and I've never watched it. um, so yeah, I don't know. Let me know if you're like that. Like, do you have an easier time getting into things that are really popular, or do you tend to avoid them like I do? I would love to know that I'm not alone in that. So here I am, like I said, helping Gulliver. I actually think I ended up selling all my coconuts from my first island, because I did not get enough iron nuggets for the shop, so I knew I was gonna have to go to another island, and I wanted to try to get some extra miles. Um, so I'm helping Gulliver here, so I can um get the miles from helping him for the first time. Also, I'll have to try to decide. I think you get the golden shovel from helping Gulliver 30 times. So I tend to avoid helping Gulliver. Um, but I do think I want the pirate themed items. Also, if I'm using Treasure Islands, I don't know that it will be as important to get the golden shovel like the recipe. Um, I've actually the only golden recipe I've actually ever earned on an island was on my first island. I got the golden slingshot. um, so that's the only time I've ever actually earned a golden recipe. Actually, that can't be true because oh no, you get the golden fishing rod from doing the angling for perfection, where you catch like 100 fish in a row without scaring one away, right? Or losing one. Because I was thinking, like, oh, if you get the golden fishing rod from completing the fish in the museum, I've done that once before. So I was like, oh, I should have had it. But I don't think I've ever completed angling for perfection. And I've never completed the bugs, which I think is how you get the net. Like I said, I actually don't know because I've never earned any of them except for the slingshot. And that was, I just donated all the creatures and fossils that I could to Blathers, like I said, so that I could get the museum upgraded. And now I'm just wandering around aimlessly. Oh, I'm gonna set down items. I was like, what am I doing? There's earlier in the video, I like really sped it up, but there's like in real time, it was like a good 5 minutes. I was just standing in front of my mailbox staring at a letter, and I was like, what was I doing? I can't even remember what I was doing when I recorded that to just be sitting there. Unless I got distracted by something else. Like maybe one of my kids came in and talked to me. That's probably actually what happened. Because that's what happens. My poor husband, I get so frustrated. It's not even his fault. But my kids will literally walk right by him doing nothing to like come over and get me in the middle of doing something. And I'm like, you guys have another parent. And he tells them too, he's like, you guys know I can help you. But nope, they always just want mom's help. If you have kids, you probably understand. I think at this point I must have already bought my second ticket. Oh yeah. So I'm just dropping off all my stuff so I can go to the next island and get the last 8 iron nuggets for the shop. And luckily I get just enough. I think I get 32 iron nuggets before I have the really embarrassing moment where I hit the rock and only get like 2 items out of it. And I think I do plan, this island was Gladys, and I did decide to take her. She won't be staying on the island at all, but mainly I just wanted to get plots filled. So I know all of the plots will autofill if you just like put the items in them, but I was like, I don't mind Gladys, so I might as well just have her come to the island. I know there's definitely worse villagers I could autofill. Which I did. I feel like I got pretty lucky as far as autofilling goes. But yeah, like I said, probably most of the villagers I have right now won't be staying. but we can talk more about that in the next video. Yeah, this is the rock. If you just saw me like standing there and staring for a second, it was because I embarrassingly didn't get anything out of it. So I'd love to know what kind of island you're working on right now. If you have a specific theme in mind, or if you're just trying to do something that makes you happy. Have you recently restarted, or have you been working on your island for a while? What are some of your favorite TV shows? Like, if you could do an island based on a TV show, what TV show would you pick? Or if you could do an island based on a book, what book would you pick? Um, I've definitely seen like some Stranger Things themed builds before. I think I just saw one on Instagram recently that was like the Christmas lights with the letters in a living room inside a house. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, there's not a lot of there's not a lot of other TV series like I've watched all of. I think the only other ones, well, Supernatural, I've only seen through season 11. That seems to be about the cutoff point because every time I start season 12, I'm just like, no. And then, 6 or 7 months will go by, and I can't believe I just said that. A few months to a year will go by, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch Supernatural again, and I'll start over at the beginning and get to like episode, or like I said, season 12, and then just be done. I started rewatching Buffy recently, so I've been rewatching that. Like I said, watching the new episodes of Phineas and Ferb. I've seen a lot of Criminal Minds. Through like season 15, maybe not quite that far. I enjoy Criminal Minds as a show. I do not like true crime. Of the two of us, my husband is really more the true crime buff. But he mainly likes serial killers. Like, one of his favorite documentaries to watch over and over again, which I don't know what this says about him, is the Night Stalker documentary. I have seen that so many times because he'll like turn it on and fall asleep and be like clutching the remote. I am not as interested in the psychology of serial killers unless it's false. Even though I know some of the Criminal Minds episodes are loosely based on like real serial killers. So yeah, let me know what some of your favorite shows are. If there's anything specific you love to like rewatch. I tend to get bored with most series by like season 4. I would say most TV series I've watched, once it gets through season 3, I'm usually like, okay, it kind of just feels to me like the same story over and over, and I'm over it. And I kind of do that with books too. Like if a book has more than, like if this book series has more than 3 books, I usually kind of am just like, meh. There are of course exceptions to that, just like there are with TV shows, but I don't know. So yeah, definitely let me know. Maybe I'll find some good book recommendations in the comments for things I can read. I've also been watching the Percy Jackson series on Disney. I never read those books when they came out. I think it was like just a little bit past my time, which I think is funny now looking back because I was still reading like the Harry Potter series when those came out. But I guess it was just different. But I've really been enjoying the show on Disney Plus. So I do kind of want to go and like read the books now. I think I have the audiobook on hold through my library. So let me know if you've read that and if you liked them or not. But I think we're getting to the end for today. I had this music on and I was originally just gonna have this be like a no commentary video. And then I was like, oh, that music is really annoying. So I turned it off. I'm just planting. My mom sent me apples, which is really nice. This island has peaches, which are my favorite fruit. I would say apples are probably my second favorite. I haven't found a sister fruit island yet, so I'm hoping it'll be something different than apples. I just hate peaches. I hope you enjoyed today's video though. If you could, I would love if you would like, comment, subscribe. This is only my third video going out, so I am brand new to YouTube and the interaction would really, really help me grow my channel. I just thank you for choosing to spend your time watching me ramble while I run around in the background. And I just hope you have an amazing day. And I hope your week is great and you do something fun this weekend. Bye.